because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
Dozy, Dawn is demented, and there's proof everywhere. Forget about Sleepy Joe Biden. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about robots. We're going to talk about so much today. Don't go anywhere, children. Nowhere.
Uncensored, unfiltered, unhinged. It's the Karel Cast. Listen daily on your favorite streaming service.
It is the Karelcast. I am Karel. So very glad you are joining me on this, what is it, Wednesday afternoon? It is a Wednesday afternoon here in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, and I'm really glad you're here. I'm trying to get people from Instagram to be able to be here, but it appears that the software doesn't want that to happen. So I guess no Instagram today. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. But maybe another day. Maybe another day it will all work. Technology is not working today. This little mouse here, it says press these two buttons for 5 seconds and it'll put itself into Bluetooth pairing mode. Guess what it doesn't do? Okay, just guess what it doesn't do. So yeah, technology today is just not working. And that's okay. That's fine. It's all good. We're at least on the YouTube, and so I'm glad for that. All right, the camera needs to back itself up a little, doesn't it? Oh, my God, it's right up in my nostrils. We don't want it up in there today, but that's where it's going to be. So welcome to my nostrils. Oh, God, you know, I went to the immunologist today, and they took 6 tubes of blood to check my immune system. Let's hope that's working, right? Let's hope they don't find some horrible cancer or something. But they're doing that to see if I can take vaccines again, because they were stumped. They said that they didn't think the shingles that I got when I got the shingles vaccine were in fact shingles. They think it was some other reaction. And then another doctor came in, looked at the photos that I had, and said, oh, no, that's shingles. So one doctor saying, oh, we don't think that's shingles. Another doctor saying, oh, yeah, that's definitely shingles. And then both of them saying, but why did you get meningitis from that? And I'm like, you're the doctors. I'm here for your expertise, which just didn't happen. So now they've taken more tests to check my immune system, and then they'll make recommendations about future vaccines. But they were like, well, if you didn't get a reaction at the vaccine site, I'm all, no, I got it like all over my body. I showed them my leg. It's still moving. My calf is still twitching. 20 months later, still moving. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop, still moving. So anyway, so it was just, you know, the more I encounter modern medicine, the more I'm just like, oh. And I really do hate nowadays when they go looking for stuff, because I'm 63. When they go looking for stuff, there's a chance they're going to find it. Oh, better they find it early. No, better they not find it at all. Like, I want to be like Donald Trump. I want a perfectly normal everything, a perfectly normal MRI, perfectly normal lab. I want perfectly normal. Nothing about that man is perfectly normal. But they say that it was. So before we get to Dozy, well, Dozy Dawn, that's, you know, this is the man that has the nerve to say Sleepy Joe Biden. He has the nerve to say that. And he literally falls asleep at his own cabinet meetings. On camera. Just dozes. You know how you are when you're trying to fight sleep? We don't want to go to sleep, but you know, you're fighting it and you're watching something, or we're somewhere. I see it at the theater all the time at live plays where people are like 80 years old watching a live play. They'll be there, they'll be watching, then suddenly they'll be like, and then they lean, and then they lean, and they lean a little more, and that wakes them up. As soon as they start, they're almost like that bird. Remember that bird where it used to go forward, and then it would get the drink, and then it'd go all the way back up again? That is Donald Trump nowadays. He nods, up, back up again. That's him. That's how he is nowadays. And so he's Dozy Dawn, as far as I'm concerned. Forget Sleepy Joe. We got Dozy Dawn, where he nods. No, I'm awake. How many times do you have to say that in your life? No, I'm awake. I'm awake. No, I'm awake. And you weren't. We all know you weren't. No, I'm awake. I promise. I'm awake. No, I'm here. I promise. Yeah. And why? Because first of all, he ain't sleeping at night. He's up all night rage tweeting. So he ain't getting any sleep at night. And I guess that's what cabinet meetings are for. I guess he has to sleep during the day, during what he's supposed to be working, so he can rage tweet all night. Otherwise, he's just like that bird. Nod. No, I'm awake. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. All right, when we come back, so much news today about Pete.
If you're not visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
Texas has a whorehouse in it. Lord have mercy on our souls. Sad news, but not. It's sad, but it's not. Out of Tennessee. Now, a ruby red seat in Tennessee was up for grabs, and a Democrat has not held it for 40 years. That is a red seat, honey. But guess what? Last night, the Republican only won it by 8 or 9 points. In fact, early on, the Democrat had the lead. People were shocked. And this is a seat that is normally won by 20 to 25 points for the Republicans in Tennessee. Guess what? It was only 9 points. So Republicans, Molly, they in danger, girl. They are worried. And they should be. They should be. You know, I was at the phlebotomist today at Quest Diagnostics having, did I say 5? It was 5 tubes of blood taken. 8 3 weeks ago, 5 today. Jesus. Should get paid for all this. So I was there because they're, like I said, testing my immune system. Now, I guess that means my T cells and my this and my that. I don't know. Let's hope it all comes back okay. That's all we can hope, right? So they're testing that. And the lady, they're cups, okay? So at Quest Diagnostics, their urine cups were normally little plastic cups with green lids that screw on, okay? Your little plastic cups with a green lid that screws on. And, you know, plastic, a pretty durable plastic. Now they are Dixie cups, not making this up, plastic Dixie cups with one of those fast food snap-on that never stay on lids. And I had to use one 3 weeks ago, and it basically collapsed upon. And so I asked the ladies, because everybody's complaining about the cups. And I asked the lady, why did you guys change the cups? These cups are horrible. Because she's like, oh, yeah, they spill. The lids don't go on tight. People are collapsing them. Or they're getting little you know how when you have one of those cheap Dixie cups, see-through Dixie cups, they get a little horizontal crinkle and it starts leaking. And I said, yeah, they're not good. So why is Quest using them? And what was their answer? Anybody? Anybody with me on what their answer was? Their answer was tariffs or tariffs. They said the other cups that they use with the screw-on lids that don't spill the pee, those went up greatly, bigly, in price because of tariffs. So Quest Diagnostics switched to a cheaper, more readily available brand made by Dixie. You are literally peeing in a Dixie cup. We used to say, you think you're hot shit in a champagne bottle, but you just cold pee in a Dixie cup. Honey, I have literally now peed in a Dixie cup. A clear plastic Dixie cup. And she said, she's like, we've had to call people back in to give samples again because they broke on the way to the lab. Yep, tariffs. So when you hear about politics and when you hear about things, I want you to remember that all of this means people. It means something is going to change for somebody. Now, did you hear what the motherfuckers in Washington are trying to do again? They are already threatening SNAP benefits in January if Democratic cities that refuse to give Trump the voter rolls, because remember, that's state property. Voting is a state thing. The state maintains the voter rolls, not the federal government. And Donald Trump wants all the voter rolls from all 50 states, and no Democratic state will give it to him. And so now, because he is the cruelest son of a bitch to ever live, the wannabe Nazi, he's saying he will withhold SNAP benefits. He is using SNAP benefits, people's food, people's ability to eat. He is using that to pressure lawmakers. That shows how little he fucking cares for Americans. Why is that man in office? Will someone please do something? This is, you know what? I hate the Republican Party now. I hate them for letting MAGA take them over, and for the rest of them that aren't MAGA, not standing up. This is how bad things happen. This was what we were supposed to learn from Nazi Germany, that the only thing required for evil to win is for the people that can do something to not. That means the GOP. The great old pedophiles, as we know them and love them. They are threatening people's ability to eat, to get what they want politically. They should be removed tomorrow. Meanwhile, we have Pentagon Pete, who used a Signal group chat, as you recall, to have classified informational exchanges. And now today, a Pentagon and Washington watchdog has released a report that said, yeah, he put troops' lives in danger. The head of the Department of Defense put lives of the troops in danger, and he still has a fucking job. The head, and one of the things I want to talk about today is the media, because everyone acts like, well, there's nothing we could do. This would all change if the media would do their fucking jobs. Okay? This would all change if the MAGA echo chamber was drowned out by actual reporting, undeniable reporting that even Fox News or News Nation couldn't deny. Things would change. For instance, it is obvious Donald Trump has dementia. He has every sign of dementia. Confabulation. He makes stuff up. He confuses things. He said yesterday, we're going to keep attacking boats, maybe even on land. Well, Don, boats don't go on land, hon. He said 5 other things yesterday that made no sense. He is always saying things that make no sense. He can't remember people's names. The man has fucking dementia. Why? If the media would push as hard for Donald Trump's medical conditions as they did for Joe Biden's, we wouldn't be in this mess. He has dementia. He can't even stay awake at his own cabinet meetings. He was dozing off. You know? And the media lets it go. They don't mention it. They just let it pass. Every time he makes a factual error, they let it pass. They have not demanded to see the MRI. I don't take his doctor's word for it. His doctor lies. Pam Bondi lies. Show me the MRI. Show me the frickin' scan. No. The media is not doing their job. Let's take Pentagon Pete, who today we find out endangered troops' lives. Well, okay. What else has he done? He has engaged in conspiracy to commit murder. Okay? Conspiracy to commit murder. Because there are no war crimes if there is no war. We are not at war with Venezuela. Drug cartels are not like Al-Qaeda or anyone else, no matter what Trump says. And the war on drugs is a metaphor. METAPHOR. It is not a real war. Therefore, there can be no war crimes. There is no war. What Pete and the Admiral committed under Donald Trump's direction is murder. And Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and the Admiral that ordered the strike all have engaged in conspiracy to commit murder. And one of the families of one of the boat's people has already filed that charge. Now, why isn't the media calling it that? Why is the media repeating the war crimes accusation? There is no fucking war. We're not at war with Venezuela. Congress has not declared war. Only Congress can do it. There is no war. Therefore, it's not a war crime. It's murder. Our Secretary of Defense is a murderer. Say it with me. Pentagon Pete is a murderer. Donald Trump is guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. They'll never see the inside of a courtroom. Ever. Ever. And Trump, being the one who is ordering these, is complicit in the criminal conspiracy. And it is a criminal conspiracy. But what are the Democrats busy doing today? Releasing pictures of Jeffrey Epstein's island. Oh, how lovely. Like that, like we need that. What we need is someone to arrest Pete Hegseth for murder. That's what we need. What do we get? Pictures of the places the pedophiles played. Isn't that lovely? Isn't it lovely? We're now a third world nation that's completely lawless. We have murderers in the Pentagon, actual murderers. He is an actual, in any other situation, if he weren't in government, he'd be a murderer. He'd be up on trial for murder. And instead, he's collecting a couple $100,000 a year, the best health care around, getting blown by anybody he wants to. Yep, that's Pentagon Pete. And meanwhile, Dozy Don, just nodding on. You know, it would be funny, but it's not. And this is all the media's fault. They are kissing Donald Trump. They are French kissing Donald Trump's ass, okay? They're inserting tongue into the hole, okay? They are French kissing his anus. They truly are. They are rimming the man. They're not just kissing his ass, they're giving him a rim job. Because I guess they're afraid of their FCC licenses, or I don't know why. I don't know why suddenly they just stopped doing their job. Why they're all fighting for a position to insert their tongue in his anus. I don't understand. It's old. It's wrinkled. He probably can't even control it. He probably wears diapers. And yet there they are, eating a mile of crap just to get to his asshole. I mean, oh, that's gross, Karel. No. Having murderers in charge of the country is gross. That's gross. And today at the lab, when they were drawing the 5 tubes of blood, and after she said it was the tariffs that made the pea cup so horrible, I said, God, I've never wanted a man to drop dead more. She goes, oh, Charles, be quiet. You know, we got Trump supporters probably out in the lobby. I said, well, shame on them. They should be publicly humiliated. They closed the door of the lab so no one could hear me talking. They didn't want to offend any of the Trump supporters. Fuck that. Not only should Trump supporters be offended, they should be prosecuted. If you support him, you're duplicitous in the murders too. You are part of a criminal conspiracy. You are supporting a murderer. If you're a murderer and you go to your family and your family helps you in any way, they're also responsible. Every one of Trump's voters should now be put up on charges, conspiracy to commit murder. You voted for the guy, you support the guy, you still support him now. Therefore, you're guilty of criminal conspiracy. But no. You know, I try to look for good news sometimes. Like, what's the good news? Costco is standing up to Donald Trump. Now, everyone is anticipating the Supreme Court ruling. And people think that the Supreme Court ruling is going to be that the tariffs are illegal. They think. Well, I'm going to tell you what Costco thinks should happen, and 12 other American companies, if that happens. If the Supreme Court says, well, these are illegal, you can't. Costco, they want something, honey. And they might get it.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
So the Supreme Court may rule that Donald Trump did not have the power to do most of these tariffs, that Congress has to, and then they're invalid. If that happens, Costco has already filed a lawsuit. Now imagine this. An American company is filing a lawsuit against the federal government to recoup money that they've lost during the tariffs because the tariffs were illegal. And they're not the only company. Costco has been flipping off Donald Trump since he took office. They refused to stop their DEI practices. Bravo, Costco. Now they're suing him for the money back from the illegal tariffs. Even if the Supreme Court rules they're constitutional, this new lawsuit from Costco could challenge that and go back to the Supreme Court. Because in the lawsuit, Costco is saying these were levied in a non-constitutional fashion. Only Congress has the right to levy a tax. We are a business. We are being taxed, and this is illegal. And what does Congress do? Sit there with their fingers up their butts? Mike Johnson likes that, you know. They're sitting there with butt plugs, vibrating away. That's what they're doing. Because they're not doing a thing, Congress. They're just trying to keep their jobs. And I hope they all lose them. I hope every Republican loses their job. Every single one. And bravo to Costco. Yay to Costco. More companies, more people need to stand up. You know, left-wing media is not accurate reporting, A, on the murders, B, on dozing Don's dementia, and C, on this horrific negotiation with Vladimir Putin, who had no intention of ending the war and is delighting in watching Jared Kushner and Marco Rubio and all of them dance a little dance. He is having a ball, Vladimir Putin. He even told Europe, come on, let's go to war. That man thinks Russia will win any war. Well, guess what? China, which is Russia's ally, has not given an indication that they would side with Russia in a war. So Vlad might be on his own, and then he would lose. Oh, millions would probably die. Millions would probably die. And we are this close to that happening. We are a breath away from a world war because Europe's getting tired of Donald Trump's threats. Or I'm sorry, of same person, Vladimir Trump. They're getting tired of Vladimir Trump's threats or Donald Putin's threats. And they know that what they have said for 4 years, that Ukraine is just Putin's way to get to Europe. They know that Putin wants to retake over Europe. They know that. And now they're getting tired of it. They're about to say, okay, let's fucking go to war, Russia. You want it? Let's do it. And boy, would that be horrific. That would just be bad. And the solution, taking out Vladimir Putin. Take him out. Hire a sniper. Do him in. And do away with anyone that's sympathetic to him. Why are we going into Venezuela and blowing up boats and threatening regime change in Venezuela when it's Russia that needs a regime change? Vladimir Putin needs to go, and anyone sympathetic to him needs to go. But instead, we're going after Venezuela while we pardon, because the president acts on our behalf. So we all just pardoned a drug lord that shipped hundreds of thousands of pounds of cocaine into the United States. So much so that he got a 46-year sentence for doing it. And Donald Trump let him out of jail in the same breath as ordering the murder of Venezuelans for drug trafficking. You know, in the show Stranger Things, there's a land called the Upside Down. And it's our land. It would be your layout of your land, just upside down, and everything dark and horrible. So if there's a church on one side, down on the upside down, there's a church, but A, it's upside down, and B, it's all dark and gloomy. We are living in the upside down. We need Millie Bobby Brown and her psychic abilities because we are living in the upside down. We have a president pardoning a drug trafficker while claiming to be at a war with drugs. And MAGA is so stupid. Their brains are so small. And I know underneath this video on TikTok, they'll talk about my lisp. That's all they can do. Talk about my gayness, my lisp, or my neck. That's all they can do because they're too stupid to actually engage in a conversation about the topic. And the topic is how stupid they are. Because they sit here supporting a guy who would pardon a drug lord at the same time say he's fighting a war on drugs. That's stupid. They would support a guy who says he's tough on crime, but has pardoned more seditionists and more criminals than any other president. They are stupid because they support a person who is a sexual predator, and the Epstein files have not been released, have they? They voted to release them. Where the fuck are they? Did the Xerox machine break at the White House? Are they hand printing them? Where are the files? It's really easy to release them. Here you go. Remember when they released the Starr report, the porno report, Ken Starr's report on Bill Clinton? And they bound it and made a book out of it, and they passed it out on the Hill. They passed it out to reporters, to Congress. They had several thousand copies made and passed it out. Guess what? They could do that for the Epstein files. Put it all in a binder, bind it all together, and hand it out like a book. Have they? No. Will they? No. Have they been told to? Yes. Is MAGA screaming, where are the Epstein files? Why haven't you released them? No. Meanwhile, Trump is threatening to cut SNAP benefits if he doesn't get something that he's not entitled to. The voter rolls. We're living in the upside down. We are living in the upside down, child. All right, we'll be back for part 2 of the show. Don't go anywhere. Don't you fall into the upside down, please. No. Oh, enough to make a person purple. Give me a gas pocket. Oh. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, okay?
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service.
showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Working up words and phrases and clauses. And, but, or. Oh.
Uncensored, unfiltered, unhinged. It's the Karel Cast. Listen daily on your favorite streaming service.
Dozy Dawn. Dozy Dawn, what's that button you have on? Could it be a life alert because you're frail? And did I hear you say you passed another cognitive test today? You can't remember where the bathroom is. He's 79 and everyone calls him crazy. He is just asleep. No, he's not lazy. 'Cause he walks through the White House with... Instead of Delta Dawn, we could do Dozy Dawn. I should. Dozy Dawn. Dozy Dawn, what's that button you have on? Could it be a life alert because you're frail? And did I hear you say your legs won't pump no blood today? Your cankles are so big they make me cry. Dozy Dawn, what's that button you got on? Could it be a life alert because you're frail? Okay. Eat our heart out, Randy Rainbow. Oh my God. Delta, Dozy Dawn. Dozy Dawn, what's that button you've got on? Could it be a life alert? Oh my God. Pete Hegseth faces deepening scrutiny from Congress over boat strikes. You mean murder. Let me spell it for you. M-U-R-D-E-R. Murder. Murder, she wrote. I wish someone would write it. Where's Maureen Dowd when we need her? Is she alive? Murder, she wrote, honey. Coming back to TV, I think, with Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, playing the role. But yeah, he's a murderer. You know what? I can call him that. And if he wants to sue me, he can go ahead, because Discovery is a bitch. And the fact is, we're not at war. It's not a war crime. It's murder. And on the BBC, they're calling it murder because they do actual reporting, because they're British and they don't care. Oh, dear God. But House Democrats have released new images of Epstein's private Caribbean island, because that's what I needed to see. I needed to see where lecherous old men seduced younger women. That's really what I needed to see. Oh, and I did find out he was not discriminatory. He worked with other people, Epstein did, on the gay ones. He did have like a gay consultant who would line up young men for some of these rich men. So, they may in fact have not just been sleeping with girls. They might have been P. Diddy. And I bet P. Diddy's sitting in jail going, ain't that some shit? Singing that song by CeeLo. Ain't that some shit? He is sitting in jail for what it appears Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Andrew Mountbatten, and many others did and are not sitting in jail. But Diddy sitting in jail. If Donald Trump were black, I'm telling you right now, he'd have been in jail long, long ago. He'd be put far away. But he's just some white guy. So with crimes he gets away. Yep. Yeah, we get to see Epstein's Island. Oh, that's what I was waiting for. Oh, Daddy, did they have a chaise lounge? Oh, can I see what the spa looked like, Uncle Billy, please? Oh, dear sweet Jesus. What Tennessee revealed about the GOP's Trump trap. That it's not as strong as they think. When a ruby red Republican seat only wins by 9 points, that's bad for the GOP. Not good. So they might have gotten a victory, but it ain't a good one. What the latest Ukraine talks reveal about Putin's state of mind, that he doesn't give two fucks. That he seems to think nobody will go to war with him. He seems to think he's in control of it all and has been for 4 years, because what are they going to do? Go to war with us? Russia is broke.
If you're not visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
Can I just tell you all that I thought there was a new cereal from New Orleans called Catahoula Crunch? I really did. I thought, oh, is that like Captain Crunch? What is Catahoula Crunch? Catahoula. Catahoula Crunch. I thought, what is that? Well, that's the new DHS operation in New Orleans. Catahoula Crunch. They're invading all the Democratic cities. New Orleans is a blue city in a red state. They're invading all the Democratic cities. And why are they putting troops in all the Democratic cities, even though they've been told not to? Even though they've been told to stay away? Because they're going to, at some point, initiate martial law. You wait and see. Catahoula Crunch. Catahoula Crunch. Who at the White House comes up with is Pam Bondi smoking something? I mean, what the hell? What the hell? Pentagon watchdog finds Hegseth risked the safety of U.S. forces with the use of Signal. And he still got a job. Now there's 2 strikes against him. He must be blowing Trump or something. I don't know, but he must be. The Senate is not going to vote on Obamacare probably. Therefore, they're going to triple the fees of, health insurance. You didn't need that money anyway, right? I mean, you didn't need the cash. It's better that you give it to an insurance company. Your money is better with them. They like it better when your money is with them. So, yeah. I mean, your health rate should triple. Oh, and what was RFK Jr.'s big solution to this? Be healthier. That's what he said. Well, when asked about healthcare prices and premiums tripling, he said, well, if people were healthier, they wouldn't need healthcare. That's what he said. He's kind of got a point, but no one stays healthy forever. Jack LaLanne got sick, But yeah, he was like, oh, well, just stay healthier. Then you won't need it. Okay. Oh, yes. And the Trump administration, they're halting. First, they want to denaturalize people. He can't. Only a court can. The person gets due process. They get to present why they should stay. But he wants to denaturalize people because he's unnatural. And now from 19 countries, we're halting immigration applications. And if they've already got it all and they were about to have a citizenship swearing in, he's halting that too. Afghanistan, Syria, Libya. He's telling them to go home and make it better. That's what I'm not making this up. He said that people from Afghanistan and Syria and all those places should go back to their home countries and make them better countries. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a senator from Ohio who has now put out a thing that wants to sponsor a bill that says you can't have dual citizenship. that you must pledge your fidelity to America and America only if you are here. Period. That's it. America and America only. There's a problem with that. Did you know that Melania Trump and Barron Trump are dual citizens with Slovenia? Let me double check that it's Slovenia. I'm pretty sure it is. Did you know that the First Lady of the United States is a dual citizen? First Lady Melania Trump, dual citizen. Let's see. Yes, former First Lady Melania Trump. Oh, former. She ain't former. First Lady Melania Trump is a dual citizen, retaining her Slovenian citizenship in addition to her United States citizenship. She only became a U.S. citizen on July 28, 2006. She was born in Slovenia and holds citizenship there, as does her son, Barron Trump, because he was born to a Slovenian citizen. The First Lady of the United States is not even a sole American citizen. She is a dual citizen. Did you know that? Did you know that Melania was a dual citizen with Slovenia? She is. She has 2 passports. So does Barron Trump. And yet, there are senators out there saying, you shouldn't have dual citizenship. You should have to pledge your fidelity to the United States. Why doesn't the First Lady have to renounce her dual citizenship before becoming First Lady? I mean, our founders never even thought of that, but Congress could. Why does the First Lady get to be a dual citizen? If it's so bad, MAGA says it's bad, that you should only pledge your fidelity to the United States. It's so Nazi Germany, by the way. You must worship the fatherland. Oh, fatherland, fatherland, show us your strife. Tomorrow belongs, sing along, everybody. Tomorrow belongs to me. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're at. I bet y'all didn't know. How many of you knew? In the chat room, how many of you knew that she was a dual citizen? How many of you knew that? That Melania Trump ain't even a 100% American citizen. She's half and half. She's a half-breed. She's a Slovenian. She was born in Slovenia. She's Slavic. Melania Trump, Slavic. Barron Trump, Slavic. Most people could not even point to Slovenia on a map, and that is not a bad thing, by the way. I can. I know where it's at. It's in the middle where the Baltics are. It's where, Hungary, all those other countries I don't want to go to are. Who wants to go to Slovenia? Ugh, not even our First Lady. She wanted out. Really, I mean, Slovenia, no, I don't want to dish you Romania, but Romania, no. Poland, they're very anti-gay there, so. And then, the other Baltic countries. Some of them are very beautiful, by the way. And I'm sure Slovenia is probably pretty. It's probably a pretty place. Not pretty enough for Melania Trump to want to stay in it, but it's pretty. It has its, advantages. What? How desperate was she to get out of Slovenia that she married Donald Trump? Think about that. How desperate would you have to be to marry Donald Trump? I mean, I am a gay man, and just as a man, as a person, there is nothing attractive about that man at all and never was. His parents look like the trolls from this movie Troll 2 that I just saw. In fact, the trolls in the Troll 2 are actually more attractive than his parents were. His mother, I swear to God, when she was alive, they checked her pulse to make sure that she was alive because she looked as dead as could be. And his father looks like he died in 1910. They're just hideous people. And they had a hideous son. And he's so ugly. MAGA on TikTok likes to pick on me and my looks and my teeth and everything else. And yet they voted for a guy who has to pay to get laid. If Donald Trump was broke, he'd have 0 wives and no sex at all, because no one's going to screw that. Nobody. And how desperate did Melania have to want to leave Slovenia to marry that man? You know? It's like Hootersville. I agree in the chat room. Slovenia must be like Hooterville. Although I liked Green Acres. I didn't mind. Although what a sexist. Oh my God. You know, I saw an episode of it the other day. Arnold the pig and all of that. And just watching it, I thought, oh, this show would not last 5 seconds today. It is like the most misogynistic show that ever existed. The Edward Albert character, the husband, he is such a misogynist. And they're just such stereotypes. It's when I was watching that episode, I'm like, oh, this would not fly today, would it? So misogynist. New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. She had the right idea, by the way. I was always the Ava Gabor character. I was never the Edward Albert character. All the fresh air, the chores. Screw that. You're rich. You are my wife. Goodbye. See you. And he grabs her. You are my wife. And he grabs her by the arm and pulls her out of her New York apartment. Goodbye, city life. Oh, my God. I wish Zaza Gabor were alive. She'd smack the shit out of Donald Trump. But Ava, her sister, was in Green Acres. It was Ava, not Zaza. Zaza didn't really do TV. She did movies, but Ava did Green Acres. And, oh, my God, just wouldn't make it. That's why I was just listening to a song by Barbra Streisand. Of course, because I'm gay. And the song is Supermarket in Old Peking. In Old Peking lyrics. You gotta, when I saw that and I heard Barbara singing it, I was like, oh, Barbara, I wonder if you regret this. The lyrics are, if you want a fancy fan or a turkey born in Turkestan or a slave that's awfully African or a slave that's awfully African. Come, or a teapot early Ming. Come to the supermarket in Old Peking. If you want to buy a kite or a pup to keep you up at night, or a dwarf who used to know Snow White, or a frog who loves to sing, come to the supermarket in Old Peking. They have sunflower cakes, moonbeat cakes, gizzard cakes, lizard cakes, pickled eels, pickled snakes, fit for any king. If you want a bust of jade or an egg that's more or less decayed, or in case you care to meet a maid for a nice but naughty fling, come to the supermarket. If you come on an ostrich, you can park it. Come to the supermarket in Old Peking. If you want a gong to beat, or a rickshaw with a sassy seat, or a painting slightly indiscreet that is simply riveting. Oh, God. A slave that's awfully African. Oh. That just hurts my head. A turkey made in Turkestan. Oh, my God. And Barbara, it's still available. You can still do. Some songs should just be pulled. There's a lot of songs from the 50s that should go. They're misogynistic. They talk Runaround Sue. Keep away from a runaround Sue. So the girl that has a lot of sex is bad, but all the guys that want to go have sex with the loose, easy girl, they're fine. You don't have to stay away from them. No, they're proud, upstanding members of society. But Runaround Sue, oh, no, you got to keep away. Keep away from a runaround Sue. I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't know how we got on this topic, but, you know. Ava and Zaza are twins, Phineas, in the chat room. He said, oh, it's so hard to tell Ava from Zaza. They must be twins. They are twins. They were twins. And I knew them apart. I could tell them apart all the time. Zaza really had the accent, darling. And she slapped cops. Ava was nicer. than Zaza. Zaza was a viper. Ava was very sweet. Oh, all right. That was fun. We could do a whole show on politically incorrect entertainment from yesteryear. You know, just when you watch it, you just cringe. You're like, oh. Well, Leave It to Beaver. Any of those shows. The Brady Bunch. Look how they treated the mom and the maid and the female children. It was so sad. It was so sad. And meanwhile, Dad was a big homo. In real life. In real life, Dad was gay. All right. Where are we? Where are we in the show, ladies and gentlemen? Trying to find out where we're at. Okay. We've only got 10 more minutes left. 10 more minutes left on the Karel cast. Republicans proposing the Kennedy Center be named after Melania, a Slavic. Are they going to call it the Slavic Center? Is that what they're going to call it? The Slovenia Center? Named after Melania Slovenia Trump with her dual citizenship? Most people do not know. If you went up on the street and said, what country is Melania Trump a citizen of? They'd say the United States. And say, what other country? They wouldn't know. That's how little MAGA knows. They're screaming about immigrants. And yet, the wife of their guy is an immigrant with dual citizenship with the country that she came from.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's show time.
I was just told in the chat room that Ava and Zaza were not twins, and that there's the poor forgotten Magda. Magda Gabor. Who even knows her? How is that possible? Both your sisters are frickin' famous for just being famous, and you're not even mentioned. I never heard of Magda Gabor. I don't think my parents ever heard of Magda Gabor. I grew up knowing who Xavier Cugat was because he married Charo. My mother would be, Charo's married to Xavier Cugat, a famous band leader. I'm like, Mom, name one song his band released. And of course, yes. Ava Gabor, Zaza, Magda. It's like being the ugly Baldwin. Back when the Baldwins were all young and hot, there was an ugly one, Billy. Billy was the ugly Baldwin. He was chunky and pockmarked face, and the others were stunningly gorgeous. And then there was Billy, the ugly one. The Jonas Brothers don't really have an ugly brother. And now the one that never sings has a new album. He's finally singing after 20 years. The one Jonas brother that plays the guitar and he never sings. Now he's singing. Who knew? But there's not an ugly Jonas brother. They're all very three handsome. That family, good genes. Good genes. Yeah, and they look good in jeans. Yes, Magda Gabor. She must look like a pit bull or something, and that's why she was not famous, because her sisters were famous. Were they from Slovenia? Were they Melania's country mates? The Ozempic body trend is pushing celebrity role models to shrink before our eyes. But it's not shaming to call it what it is, shocking. Yeah, they're saying, so you're not supposed to notice that Ariana Grande is too thin. You're not supposed to notice that. I've met them, both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. They are both too frickin' skinny. I mean, you can literally, they don't need like a scan. You can literally see their organs if you hold a flashlight up behind them. I mean, they're that skinny. Ariana is so talented. A talented actress, a talented singer, and a really talented impersonator. She does great impersonations. She's too skinny. And she's a vegan, but you don't have to be that skinny to be a vegan. You can eat things. They're from Hungary. Yes, I knew that, James. I knew the Gabors were from Hungary. I did. I knew that. Which is what Ariana Grande is, obviously, Hungary. I'm kidding. I kid with her. I do. I kid with her. All right. Before we go, let's see. Today's Wednesday. I'll be here tomorrow at the regular time, 10 a.m. Thank you for letting me be here at 3 today. Unless my labs come back and I have no immune system and I'll be crying in a corner somewhere. Who knows? Who knows? Every time you have blood work, look, as I age, I hate having blood work done as I age. I hate having anything done as I age now. It's like it's going to come back with something sooner or later because I'm aging. I'm going to have some condition. So we'll see what this comes back. I just had exhaustive labs for my physical, but I guess they didn't test my immune system. If you're a patron at patreon.com/Really Karel, I love you. I'm going to be asking for your home addresses if you're a patron, so I can send you a little Christmas card. So I'll be asking for that through Patreon. Don't worry. If you haven't subscribed or liked on YouTube, please do so. The Karel Cast is number 204 in the United States today. It's number 110 in the Netherlands today. It's number 123 in India today. It's number 198 in Ireland today. It is, I get heard Russia. I actually charted in Russia last week. I get heard all over the world. People all over the world are listening to this podcast. So subscribe, participate in the chat room, leave comments down below. So the algorithm on TikTok, all of MAGA, they help me. They think they're hurting my feelings by attacking my lisp or, being detrimental about my looks or something. Well, they're not. Because every time they leave a comment under my video to insult me, they're helping the algorithm find me. Because the algorithm doesn't care what the comments are. It just cares about the number of comments. So all the MAGAs out there that are leaving hateful things below my videos, please keep it up. Oh, yeah, make fun of my lisp. Make fun of me being gay. Make fun of my neck. Go right ahead. Make fun of my looks and my teeth. Tell me I need an orthodontist. Go. Oh, please. Just do it all. Go for it, MAGA. Do it. Because you're helping my videos trend. So thank you for that. Thank you for your hatred. Your hatred is helping me. So thank you. Because that's, all they can do. That's all they can do. All right. What else is coming up on the Karel Cast? Well, the news just keeps getting more grim and more grim. So as the holidays progress, I'm going to try to get happier and happier. I don't want to sit here every day until Christmas and just, deal with murderers. They are literally murderers. Pete Hegseth is a murderer. Donald Trump has ordered murder. And it's... Ugh. Oh, and Sabrina Carpenter. They used her music in an ICE video, and she called them horrible, reprehensible, and evil. She said, don't ever use my music again. And guess what? Now they're attacking her. Yep. Now they're attacking Sabrina Carpenter, a pop star. Because that's what I want from a White House. I want a White House that is not above the fray. I want a White House that has so little class it will attack a female pop star. Yep, that's what I want. You go, MAGA. You really gave us a great guy and a great administration, MAGA. I hope you're so proud of yourselves as he attacks Sabrina Carpenter, as he plots murders, as he stops the release of the Epstein files because he's probably in it. You go, MAGA. You sure know how to pick them. Yeah, you take that moral high ground. You tell us how bad gays are and how bad trans are and how bad immigrants are. Yeah, you go right ahead and you do that, MAGA. Because, boy, you know how to pick them. You know who to support. You really picked a winner. Next week or the week after, we're going to have a video panel with Eric Dane, the actor that has ALS. He just did a TV show about ALS called Brilliant Minds. And we're going to show you a video with Eric Dane and the producer of the show and talk about ALS and visibility for those with ALS through television. That's coming. The video will be here in about 6 days. So that's coming. And we're going to have all kinds of fun leading up to Christmas and New Year's. It's not going to be all Pete and Donald, Dozy Donald. I am Karel. Be who you want to be. So I'm going to hurt you, buddy. Thanks for being here at 3 o'clock today. We'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Not many hours, is it? It's like 18 hours. I'll be back. So don't go anywhere, okay? if that.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service.